Feel away, young nigga, feel away. I don't like the things you say. I rock with you. Life is more than getting high with you. Yeah, I forgot the lyrics. Anyways, what's up? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. So I want to do a one-on-one with y'all about a quick business update and things that people don't talk about and try to start a tech firm or try to start a business or just try to start something in general. You're gonna run through a lot of failures, and the failures is gonna be a part of it, a big part of it. The issue is just not the failures. The issue is the time period or the time span that it takes for you to actually come up with ideas that still turns out to be a failure. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to come out with an idea that is not, what's the word here, that hasn't been done already or has been done, but you found something that you can improve on. That itself is a task. And then to still try to build it and it still becomes a failure, that is hard. I think just going through this process of trying to build an app, try to build something, I have gone in so many different directions and try to pivot from roadblocks that I've had, try to navigate through some of the stress points, and you just try to make sure it's actually usable. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to make sure it makes sense. It's not just me trying to throw an app out there and then talk less of compliance issues, talk less of the things that you have to meet when it comes to regulatory things. Just try to get it on the app store and all of that. I am running through hell trying to get an app on there that I don't even know is going to be successful. And that itself is discouraging. I don't think people talk about that part of things. I think people try to market it so much hype, where you don't actually understand what you're expecting to expect. And because of that process, it's made it that much harder and more challenging when you actually get started with the process, try to build something, try to create something, and then you get halfway through, you realize that, man, it's been done, or why is it failing, or why didn't that person's app work? You start second guessing yourself. What are the reasons? And try to like over analyze what the actual issues were for that other person, where you want to make sure you fix those issues before you push something out there or publication out there, and try to make sure that it's actually functional. You don't want to push something out there that's not functional. You don't want to push something out there that people don't care about, people don't use. And of course, it's a little sentimental value because you've placed a lot of effort, sweat equity into it, and finances into it. And then you still got to worry about the marketing. I think in this whole journey that I've had so far to my 34, going on 35, my birthday's coming up, by the way, June 19th. Mark the calendars. Yes, I'm a Juneteenth baby. Is people don't talk enough about just the bridges you have to get across. It's like getting a job, right? The hardest part about getting a job is always the next step. For example, getting your resume is the hard part. Making sure is getting the eyes of the recruiters is the next hard part. The recruiters actually scheduling you for an interview is a hard part. The recruiters moving you to the next round is another hard part, and then being able to move on to the next round is the hard part. And also having to have that mental fortitude to actually get over the unfortunately we regret to let you know we've moved forward with a different candidate or somebody that's more qualified, and then talk less of even getting to the final round and they ghost you. Like that level of filtering is mad discouraging. Maybe that's why there's not too many people who are in that business world. And business is not for everybody. I've seen so many people that are tech people or people who went from law to tech. Everybody's meeting roadblocks, but I don't think the roadblocks are how we perceive it. And I'm starting to learn this now. Roadblocks are intentional to filter bad ideas. And once you figure it out, you're going to move on to the next stage of it. And the truth of the matter is, it's needed, but it's what makes you different than everybody. Now I understand when Future was saying that it's persistence and consistency that got him to where he is, not necessarily because he's a one hit wonder. You have to be consistent. And sometimes you're gonna get burnt out. I've gotten burnt out. Well, I've left the code that I've been working on for the past couple of months, or even the land that I've been looking for. But in the process of you being burnt out and you just chilling, there be times you wake up in the middle of the night, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, and something hits. For example, for me, I also grew up in North Carolina, and I'm like, after the land issue that I had in Georgia, I'm like, I'm very confident in North Carolina. There's a lot of students out there. There's a lot of people that haven't experienced some of the things that I can provide when it comes to building an experience home in North Carolina, whether it is that Charlotte area or somewhere between that Greensboro RDU area, being able to market to them. Lower cost. I'm very familiar with the land, and I have people out there that can help me when it comes to managing it. So that was something that I was like, boom, let me leave Georgia alone. Let me focus on my home state, right? And that was a solution that I came up with for the whole land issue. So it just happens like that. And also with the tech thing, like I'm still pushing forward, but I want to make sure the user experience and there's value in what you're paying for. Because I'm like, yes, it's going to be a free trial run, but I want to make sure that you guys have something that you can use, especially creators, when they're coming into space. And mind you, before I came into the creator space, when it comes to even building out a tech application, I was building something more for work where people can utilize it for AI assistance when it comes to work. But I think that's just a buzzword. I have a different take on AI. I'll talk about that in a different video. But I've been able to, pivot to something that I love, which is just content. How can I create something that's going to be useful for content creators, whether it's small content creators, mid-sized content creators, or large-sized content creators? But I assume the larger ones already understand the audience. The goal is to understand who your demo is, who your audience is, and be able to understand what they're looking for from you. Because at the end of the day, we all work for our actual audience. It's not about us. And I do want to believe that it's about what we want to do as creators, but it's really not. We are here for our audience, and that's what dictates the direction that we are going to go. And I wouldn't be here without y'all. So that's where I am right now. Quick update when it comes to the whole business and everything, and also the direction that I'm heading in. So I'm able to give you guys a quick heads up on the overall idea of business and being able to build something that is scalable. I touched up on the land idea. I've touched up on the tech idea, and also I'm gonna go in deep dives in individual videos when it comes to the land itself and the process and what I'm doing to mitigate some of the things I've learned, especially from the last videos you probably saw where I ran into mad hiccups. And then I'm gonna touch up on like the tech and what some of the roadblocks that I'm seeing and being able to still push forward and be able to launch something that is actually successful for you guys. Like, follow, subscribe, comment down what you guys think. If you like this kind of updates, please let me know. And yeah, stay tuned. Love you guys. Bye.